We look into an athlete's journey to breaking school records.
And we also look into the balance between entertaining fans and the game in Banana Ball. These stories and more on this edition of Season Pass. What's rockin' Rock Nation, and welcome to another episode of Season 6 of Season Pass. Live from Studio 1060, I'm Chris Scamardo.
And I'm Aliyana Sanchez.
We have a great show in store for y'all today, starting with Ali catching you up on everything March Madness. Ali?
Thank you, Chris. Starting off with March Madness, we've seen some crazy upsets and buzzer beaters this past weekend from both tournaments. Starting from the men's tournament, Texas has pulled off 2 upsets over BYU and Gonzaga to make it to the Sweet 16. Then we saw Iowa win over the reigning champs of Florida with a last-minute play to secure a 73-72 win. High Point pulled off a crazy last-minute shot to pull the upset over Wisconsin, with guard Chase Johnson scoring the game-winning basket. And what makes this even more remarkable is that this was his first ever two-point bucket ever this year. Lastly, St. John's Dylan Darling, who didn't score a point before his buzzer beater, helped St. John's make it to their first Sweet 16 since 1999, beating Kansas 67-65. Lastly, Nebraska advances to its first ever Sweet 16 in school's history. I mean, Chris, this has just been a crazy March Madness on the men's scale. I mean, we've had so many upsets and buzzer beaters. Like, what are your predictions for Sweet 16 and, like, the rest of the tournament?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm a sports fanatic. I love to see upsets. I love to see things that aren't supposed to happen. You know, that's really what makes sports sports. So, what I want to, you know, I'm from Texas, so I don't mind seeing Texas. You know, they already had a couple upsets. I want to see them make something happen. I mean, overall, I just want to see something fun. I want to see something fun. That's what March Madness is all about. So, that's what I want to see. What about you, Ali?
I mean, for me, I'm just super excited for the women's scale. And I mean, moving over to the women's tournament, Virginia has made history on Monday, and as they were the first ever team to make it from the first 4 to the Sweet 16 with a big upset over Iowa in overtime. Alabama and Louisville had a tight game with the score being 69-65. With 5 seconds left, Carly Weathers hit a 31-foot bank shot to cut Louisville's lead to 1. In the end, Louisville was able to survive and advance. Sweet 16 starts this Friday, and we have some interesting matchups. On the men's side, we have Duke versus St. John's, UConn versus Michigan State, Texas versus Purdue, and Arizona versus Arkansas. This is going to be an amazing round with only 8 teams advancing. Moving over to the women's side, we have 2 close matchups with Louisville and Michigan, Duke and LSU. Last week, the World Baseball Classic wrapped up. Team USA made a strong run to the finals after a controversial final out against the Dominican Republic. They faced Venezuela in a tight back-and-forth game. The U.S. struggled early, managing just a few hits throughout most of the game, but came alive with a clutch 2-run home run from Bryce Harper to tie it in the 8th. However, Venezuela answered right back in the 9th with a go-ahead RBI double from Edwino Suarez, sealing a 3-2 win and their first ever World Classic title.
Track and field has been in full swing, but for one athlete, this has been a record-breaking season.
What got me into track and field is my dad. He had me run around football fields when I was really young, just for fun, and I ended up liking it, and I just got into it. I run the 200, the 400, and the 4x4 and 4x2. We're really proud of ourselves and really excited that we were able to break the record. It was a lot of hard work put into it over the weeks, and we're just ready to break more. Every day in practice, we work our butts off, and finding out that we're out here breaking records, it's really good to find out that our hard work has been paid off. I feel like my work ethic has gotten a lot better, and my mindset, thinking, she's way faster than me, I'm not going to be able to beat her, instead I'm like, okay, I can do this, I will beat her, and it's gotten a lot better. My races have looked a lot better based on my mindset. My favorite memory from high school is qualifying for state. Our 4x4 qualified for state, and it was a really great experience. We got to see the best of the best, and it was really fun to be able to run in that experience. For my race, I'm always like nervous, and I'm just resetting my mindset, just saying I can do this, breathe. It allows me to calm down and get ready for my race and just be ready for what.
Our track team will be competing in the Walnut Grove Invitational on March 26th and the Jesuit Relays the 27th through the 28th. Banana Ball came back to Frisco at the beginning of March, and although they're a fan-first organization, the spirit of baseball is still the same. Samantha Mitchell looked into how the team keeps the competition alive.
Here at Banana Ball, fan interaction is their #1 priority, but it doesn't stop their competitive nature on the field.
That's the biggest challenge, is being able to turn it on and compete in the box, because you're in the show too, so you're having fun. There's a lot going on, your mind's racing, but to be able to turn it off and the show part off and step in the box and compete, that's the biggest thing I had to learn.
Players say balancing baseball and entertainment is something they work on every day. Athletes prepare not only to compete on the field, but also to perform for fans, constantly shifting between serious competition and putting on a show.
I feel like we're still very much baseball players at heart. I feel like a lot of the training that goes into Banana Ball is baseball specific. So, for example, we got here today, the first thing we did was hit in the cages. We got our bodies ready to come and perform today, but immediately after that, we sort of have to transition back into entertainers and do all the entertainment stuff, make sure we nail that, because that's the most important part of the show. So if we can put on a good show entertainment-wise while also playing great baseball on the field, I feel like that overall just satisfies the fans as a whole.
Entertaining the crowd matters, but the main objective is still to compete and give fans a quality game.
We're always trying to win. Both teams are trying to win, but I think us having the most fun as we can is why we play so well. I've had plenty of times where I've had really bad outings, and I went out to the plaza to go sign autographs, and kids come up to me and say that was the most fun I've ever had. I loved watching you play, and at that point, that's what it's all about.
While the game may look different, the heart of baseball is still the same. Players compete to win, all while making sure the show keeps fans coming back for more. For Hilltop News, I'm Samantha Mitchell.
Their season has officially started, and they are headed around Texas to places like Amarillo, College Station, El Paso, and San Antonio.
Well, softball had their game last night against Princeton, winning 18-0. Madeline Kerrigan had 3 RBIs. Madeline Grossman absolutely killed it in the circle with a bunch of strikeouts, especially with a no-hitter up until the 5th inning. We also saw star performances from many other people on the team, and they also play Plano West on this Friday at 7:15.
Yeah, and let's talk about some of our Blue Hawk baseball real quick, right? So they had a game against Prosper Tuesday, and we won that game 5-4. That was a great game. It's one of those games where you just kind of have to be there. Unfortunately, I was not there, but we saw Brady Salina. He had an amazing play, amazing. He was on the mound the entire game, and that's something you want to see. I mean, we needed that win for playoffs. Coach Stan, he said that gave us a little bit of wiggle room, but we're looking to go 8-0 for the rest of the districts. We're looking to make the playoffs. I know they made playoffs last year. They have a lot of star players this year, so I'm excited to see what they can do.
I'm excited too, and actually, Chris, I actually came to the game last night. I was able to see the final couple outs, and everybody was just on their feet, super excited, super just uplifting, and it was just so great to see everybody coming together to win the game. And they play Prosper on Friday, and I'm super excited to see how that turns out.
Yeah, I mean, if I would give anyone some advice, I would say look at our Blue Hawk baseball this year. This year
Agreed.
They have a team, they have good games coming up, and I'm excited. If you want to see some sports, go watch baseball.
I agree.
Well, that's all we have for today's show. For Season Pass, I'm Chris Scamardo.
I'm Aliyana Sanchez.
Keep rocking, Blue Hawks.